So I get to Lake Butler, coming off the Bluebird instead of a van. So that just shows there was a lot of people landing that day. Oh my God. No, you didn't have no property. They stripped you butt naked, literally right the fuck out the gate. All right. And we dick to butt tight. Now, this was so uncomfortable. It was a shame, but everybody was like little guinea pigs in there. So you just kind of followed suit. And the people who did show their ass got they shit fucking slammed and drug out in handcuffs. So there was no point to act the fool. You just had to follow suit and get in fucking line, bro. It was ridiculous, right? So we're literally nut to dick to butt going through these x-ray machines. There's this huge wood fucking bench. Huge wood bench right here on the left-hand side. Got 200 inmates literally lined up, all facing the wall on the bench. And we had to do the cot, the squat and cough bullshit. Literally, they made us put there's probably only one way I had to show y'all. I had to stand up. But literally, they made you bend over at the hip and just put your fucking forehead on that wooden bench, bro. While literally dogs and this big stupid ass old country cracker named fucking Big Country, literally is his name, with a flashlight just gooch checked and ass checked everyone. It was the most invasion of privacy a man could ever experience.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testa with multiple cases before the court.
Yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, and how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration. So Forever Convict family, once again, we are on the journey to 50,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so now. Share this channel with somebody who hasn't. And Evan, what's good, my G? Glad to have you on the podcast, Brody. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, man. First of all, bro, just tell the viewers who you are. And let's start with your backstory. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? Your teenage years, your upbringing, everything before prison. Let the viewers know who you are before prison.
Well, I was born in Orlando, Florida, X-Man. So 1989, December 24th, stayed there maybe 2 years. Then my dad got a job in Tampa, pretty much born and raised in Tampa. I'm a Central Florida, pretty much boy. Went to Forest Lakes Elementary, Carwise Middle School, East Lake High School, graduated in 2008. Then I went to college in Gainesville. I was real into the Florida Gators, so you already know college life back then was like a whole nother level. Now it's watered down. But 2009, 2010, I was up there in college, pretty much just doing me real big into education. And I ended up catching my case in 2011. Actually, January 6th of 11 is when I got locked up. Everything before that, I was real big into surfing. I love my motorcycles. I mean, shit. I was really out there. I was kind of like a little delinquent, but at the same time, I wasn't like a bad kid. I just got caught up in like a bad scenario. So a lot of people say I should never went to prison. But then again, everything happened for a reason. I clearly wasn't living right. So that shit took place for a reason. But January 6th of 2011, and I graduated in 08. So I was lawless basically for about 4 years right there. And then when I got locked up, it was just straight like militant after that. I mean, we'll get into that, I guess, right?
Yeah, of course. So before we get into your case, what exactly began, you said, people said that you really didn't deserve to be in prison. But was there any type of spiral that kind of began the pattern towards prison? And if so, what was that spiral like? What were you involved in? Were you selling dope? Were you robbing? Were you just using?
Yeah.
What was going on?
The spiral for sure. So 2008 to basically until I got arrested, all about party, sex, drugs, rock and roll, pretty much, man. Coke, weed. I never did crazy hard drugs, never was really into it. I smoked my ass off. Definitely drinking and driving was prominent back then. Just lawlessness. And when I mean that, I mean it. So the spiral really, my motorcycle and just drinking, because I used to ride recklessly on my bike like stupid. And then the drinking also, just bar hopping, just not even giving a fuck, honestly. So that spiral kind of led to that life where you were out there, you were at the club every night, you were doing drugs, you was fucking different girls, you had, I never had no consistent girlfriend and that. So it was really just that life. And this was 2011, so this was before realistically all the social media waves, and it was more like in the person, in the flesh. You had more relation. It a whole new wave, man, back then. So I rode it straight to the ground, honestly. And when I got arrested, it was kind of like a knock, 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 wake up call.
All right, well, let's get to that, man. Tell us what happened with your case. Break it down, man, play by play. What'd you get arrested for? And if you don't mind sharing with us, like, the details of your case, what exactly happened?
Well, I probably won't identify victims, but on the night of January 6, 2011, my homeboy and his girlfriend, I probably won't use names either. My homeboy and his girlfriend pretty much got like tagged by these 5 people that were already looking into me and had like issues with me. There was one dude that was already beefing with me, like had a low key grudge going. So he kind of finessed all his buddies that night to like, yo, we got to get on this dude's buddy to get to him. It's kind of crazy. And the reason I know all this, because I ended up paying this girl to like go like hang out with this guy one night, and she got the whole down low. So 5 dudes pretty much jumped my homeboy and his girlfriend in my parking lot of my apartment complex. In the process of that, my boy got on the phone and called me like, yo, for Derb, you got to come down here and help me, save me, like teary-eyed. You know how you can like hear when someone's crying over the phone? So I'm like, oh shit. I'm with a girl at the time, blase, blase. I get out, boxers up, grab my strap, run downstairs. Immediately when I walk outside, I'm on a 2nd story balcony. I walk outside, I see that it's a shit show outside. He's making a fucking, it's just a shit show. It's loud, she's crying, he's bitching, he's trying to stand up. So I immediately ran downstairs, pulled a gun out, and just like, yo, y'all need to get the fuck up. Chris, get up. Y'all need to go. So the main dude, damn, I want to use his name so bad. Daniel, screw it. All right, main dude Daniel, man. And he basically got on his like Trojan horse shit, got all cocky. Damn, you gonna bring a gun to a fight? Like what the fuck? Gun to a fight? Like I ain't down here to fight. Get the fuck off my homeboy. Kaylin, get up. At this point in time, like, yo, y'all get up, y'all get up. They basically like forced him back down. Everyone was shit-faced drunk. You could immediately smell alcohol all over the place. It was wild. It was ridiculous. Long story short, the dude Daniel tried to like jump and reach out and grab my gun. In that process, I kind of kicked back, hit him once. He hit the ground, knocked out. At that, it was an ant show after that. The other 4 dudes scattered like 90 going north. It happened so fast it didn't even make sense. I picked my boy Chris up. I picked Kaylin up. We walk up the stairs, go in my apartment, over with. Boom, we go to sleep. Next morning at like 9 o'clock in the morning, boom, door comes off the fucking hinges. Gainesville Police Department, SWAT, all type of shit. So when the dude woke up, I guess he called his homeboy that already had a grudge on me, and Mr. Grudgy snitched on me, and I got aggravated battery with a firearm and 4 counts of ag assault with I got 1 count ag battery with a firearm and then 4 counts ag assault with a firearm. So they pretty much like double jeopardy me by each incident, each person. It was crazy. Florida fucked up justice system. Man.
So were the accusations that like you pistol whipped him with the gun, or just for the fact that you when you said you hit him, did they say you hit him with the like pistol, like you pistol whipped him? Or
oh yeah, I admitted that in court too.
Okay.
What's crazy is in the police report they said I came out of the woods and pistol whipped their car. And then I came out of the woods again and pistol whipped him in the face out of nowhere. It was absolutely ludicrous. It was crazy. So I went to trial. I got a lawyer. I did the absolute whole 9. And I told him, listen, I pistol whipped dude. But it was also 5 versus 1. And I pistol whipped him because he tried to reach for my gun. I tried to pull the whole stand your ground bullshit. Now, we're 10 years past that bullshit, so statute of limitations clears me on everything. Obviously, I was trying to finesse the system. Yeah, I pistol whipped the shit out of him. He was trying my homeboy. I wasn't in fear of my life. I was just trying to, manipulate the system and use it to try and get me out of court of law. But either or, I should have never went to prison because I was in defense of someone else. The stand your ground law and statute also applies to someone else. So it's twisted and fucked up how they got me on jury instructions. Now, I mean, if you want to ask questions on that, man.
No, that's cool. So look, so
God
you
forbid.
actually went to trial then, huh? And,
Oh yeah,
and
I had
you
a
lost. What
oh
happened?
yeah,
What happened?
dog. I had a 3-day trial, a 15-hour deliberation, 15 detectives, 5 witnesses, hours worth of depositions. You name it, bro. Evan Federber versus the state of Florida. That shit was crazy, intense, and stressful, bro.
How much time were you facing?
35 years.
And how old were you at the time?
I had just turned 20. Literally just 2006. I was 20.
And this is your first time in trouble?
Yeah, ever. First time cuffed up.
All right, so just explain to the viewer, like, number one, how did that feel as a 20-year-old young man facing, you said 35 years?
Yeah.
Going to trial, fighting for your life. Like, what were you feeling? Like, what was in your thoughts, like your mind? Like, how did you feel, dog? What was going on
I
internally?
mean, honestly, it was more of like I looked at like my mom, and then just everything crumbled. It actually, like, time and the whole realization didn't hit me until I was county jail type shit, when you're actually like locked down looking at the ceiling. But in that moment, like when I'm sitting in front of the judge, it was just like law of attraction, God, please provide, positivity. I had never came in on some like no negativity type shit, but I mean, I had a horrible case booked up against me. The prosecuting attorney had everyone subpoenaed to show up. Everyone was lying. It was the biggest shit show ever. And there's no reason I should be here facing 35 years. So it was quite overwhelming, for sure.
And how did you lose trial?
So I lost trial essentially because of a jury instruction. So the prosecutorial department, or the attorney or the DA, whoever really is in charge of that, they have discretion over what or what not the jury can and can't ask. They're called jury instructions, basically, and how they should go about judging a case. So in there, they deliberately put that an individual cannot use a stand your ground statute if he does not admit to pointing the firearm. So clearly, I'm not about to, in open court, it's strategy. I'm not about to, in open court, admit that I pointed a firearm, which is another 3 years tagged on times 5 people. That's another 15 years I'm admitting to in open court. Absolutely not. So I wrote out, and it was the best case scenario for the worst case scenario. I ended up losing, but I also didn't admit, and have more charges pending. It was a shit show, because technically I lost because I didn't admit to pointing a gun.
How much time were you sentenced to?
So I ended up, it was a 13-year sentence on split. I got 10 years minimum mandatory for the aggravated battery. And then I had 4 counts of ag assault that all ran concurrent on a 3-year minimum mandatory, which that all got screwed up too in sentencing as well. I ended up coming out on a appeal bond with an ankle monitor that none of that shit got time served. I ended up getting a 10-year sentence. I did 11 years, 6 months. So it like the department, and you know how game time is, right? Mm-hmm. So I got 10 years minimum mandatory, and then I had 3 years pretty much running wild, and I got no fucking game time for. And then I did 15 months on an ankle monitor that didn't even count. $65,000 worth of like a court cost to get me out on this appeal bond. Oh my God.
So you were fighting your case on the street, bonding out on the
Okay, so I did time in county jail. Boom. Then when I got my bond, I got out. Maybe 5 months. Got my bond, fought everything on the street. Then I lost trial. It was like December 19th of that year. Lost trial. They gave me a 30-day furlough. I came back on January 16th, turned myself in. So I lost trial on all these fucking years, 35 years worth of charges, bro. Literally, the judge let me walk. So they hammered me for 35 years. I didn't get sentenced until January 16th or 17th.
He let you walk after you lost trial with no sentencing?
He let me walk, bro.
Were you thinking about running?
Oh my God, I had passports pending, printed, everything. My homeboys was in Argentina, Boca Raton, trying to get me to the Bahamas. You fucking name it, bro. Because I'm pretty like well known. It was tragic. All right, I had a good lawyer and everything. It's just such an overwhelming case. It happened basically on University of Florida's campus. So they really fucking railroaded me. You feel me? So I lost the fucking trial, bro. I came back sentencing 30 days later. Then they banned me with 11 years, 6 month, 13-year fucking rank concurrent bullshit. So I did 9 months in prison. And then my appeal bond got granted, and they gave me an ankle monitor. I got released on a secured appeal bond. And I used to joke about this shit. Nobody ever met nobody that bonded out of prison.
That's crazy, dog. How did that work? Explain that.
Bro, now, hold on, I'm asking you, you ever knew someone that bonded out of prison?
No.
I knew I had the fucking trophy. All right, so boom, I'm sitting, bro. Everyone's shitting a brick. My whole family's up in smoke. I just got convicted. Fucking, I'm in prison. All right. Like I said, I think 9 months. It was October. I had ended up going to prison January. I got out before my birthday, so it was like November.
And listen, if you've done any time, I'm talking about a county jail, state penitentiary, federal, or even drug programs, whatever. If you want to share your story on this channel, go ahead and email me at eithekingbooking. Go ahead and put your stories in the comments below. If there's anything that I talked about slightly, you want me to go more in depth on, or anything I haven't talked about at all, and it's a good idea, drop it in the comments. Let me know. And also remember, I am a rapper. My artist name is the King. You can find my music on all platforms. I also have another channel, YouTube channel, my official artist channel, the King. And I also have another podcast. It's called Let Me Talk Bro, where I talk more so about my life, music, ministry, and all these things. Also, I have a Patreon with exclusive content. Everything is in the description below. So listen, man, till the next time, it's your boy, the King.